Hi students, welcome to Hindu News Analysis with me SPR. Today you're gonna see analyze about the 4th August Hindu News Analysis. For regular videos, kindly keep following our channel. And also if you need the PDF of the content, it is freely available in our Telegram channel. So Telegram channel link will be provided in the description. You can kindly keep following them for regular updates. Today I'm gonna see here endangered Himalayan vulture bred in captivity for first time in India. It is in news. It is part of GS paper 3 and environment preparations. So first of all you need to understand this captivity. What is this? Captive breeding. And one more thing is endangered Himalayan vulture. What is this endangered Himalayan vulture? Two things are part of the so-called article. Will make it clear. So first, if you understand captive breeding, so captive breeding is also called as conservation breeding. So now the conservation breeding and captive breeding both are the same. So here what do? They collect the endangered plants and animals in a controlled environment. So they will take care of the endangered plants and animals in the controlled environment. And also here individual animals will be protected against the extinction, which means you need to protect them because they are in the verge of extinction. And also the captive breeding will be standing as the last resort to save the animals from the extinction. So it is a last chance to save the animals. And also here this is what captive breeding means. And next you need to understand about Himalayan vulture. What is this Himalayan vulture? Himalayan vulture is also called as Gyps himalayensis or Himalayan griffon. So it is world's one of the largest vultures existing for now. And also it is primarily found in Himalayan and Tibetan regions. And also they feed on carcasses. Carcasses means what? Dead bodies. And also they feed on the dead living things. That is what called as the feed on carcasses. The dead things are called as the carcasses. Dead animals are called as the carcasses. In the IUCN you can see it is in a near threatened zone. So which means it is listed as the near threatened under the IUCN. And also here you can see the build on the cliffs. So where do they live? They live on the cliffs, hilltops and cliffs they will be living. And also mostly they are monogamous. What is this monogamous? One person marry one person and live till the end with the same person. This is what called as a monogamous. Single partnership is called as a monogamous. And also here they are diurnal, which means they can lead in day and night. And also here they are solitary species. Solitary species means what? They can live individually. And next you can see here India's first captive breeding is being taken for this so-called Himalayan vulture, and it is being also more successful. And next if you come to the concept, here it is a joint project implemented by the Bombay Natural History Society and next Assam Forest Department. So this captive breeding is done in the Assam Forest Department in Assam. So this is important articles about the Himalayan vulture and its captive breeding. And next article you need to see here data protection bill, which is digital personal data protection bill, which is recently in news much more times regularly. Here you need to see. So here government, this part article is very important for your GS paper 3 in polity. Sorry, it's in GS paper 2 governance. It's very important. Yeah. So if we come to the article, so here if you come to the article, digital personal data protection bill 2023 is staged in the houses of the parliament. So why it is to be staged? What is the importance to have this digital personal data protection bill? If you come to the importance as per se, it is providing the rights and duties of the digital principal. Who is this digital principal? You and me, whose data is being processed, we are called as the digital principal or data principal. And also they provide obligations to the data fiduciary. Who is this data fiduciary? Data fiduciary means the organization or individual who is processing the data. The person who holds the data is data fiduciary, and it is to make them more accountable. Corporate and private agencies who are processing the data more accountable and answerable. And also here it is also acting to provide the fundamental rights of our people, that is our right to privacy, to be efficiently implemented. This is the importance why this digital personal data protection bill is to be staged in the parliament. Now you need to understand the features of the bill. Few concerns you understand: applicability of the bill, consent of the bill, and also data principle and rights outside the India, how it is applicable, and data fiduciary. One after one we shall understand. First of all, applicability. If you come to the applicability, it is applied within India and also outside the India. So how outside the India means? Your data will also be transferred outside the India. That time it should be processed through this process. Digital personal data processing. This is a process where your data is being analyzed and processed. So for that, if it is happening outside the India, there also the law is applicable. And also here, if Indians data is there, then also our law is applicable. So here your data is processed, so without your permission it is not possible. So here consent is very very important. So here consent is provided for the lawful purpose only. Lawfully only you can use this so called a personal data. And to use your personal data, everybody need to give their consent. So here individual consent stands to be very very important. So here consent also to be provided through the notice to be given to it. And also if a person is less than 18 years, the consent should be signed or given by the guardian, who is, it is very very important. And next, if you understand through the bill one term, data principle. Data principle means a person, who individual whose data is processed. You and me, our data is processed, we are a data principle. Next, I come to the rights. If I come to the rights of the data principle, here he can obtain information, which means my information, my data, I can obtain, I can reject any moment. And also here I can seek the correction and erasure of the data. So here the data which is present over there, I can correct it, I can erase it also. And also here it is to nominate others to exercise the rights if death or incapacity. See, even if I am in incapacity, I am gonna, if I die, after my death also my data will be surviving in the digital medium. So that data I can nominate a person to take actions and also to decide on my data. So that is one thing. So here outside the India, if you see here, central government will decide about holding the data and information, and also making rules and regulations for the data outside the India. And also with the terms and conditions, it should be abiding to it, it should be following it. And also here if you come to the data fiduciary, what is this data fiduciary? So here an individual or organization who process the data, who holds the data, it is called as the data fiduciary. This is the basic features. And also the government made a beautiful law, but is that law has any exemption? Means yes, it has exemption, which means, so here your data is protected, your consent is necessary, but this can be overcome at certain situations, that is the exemptions. So here prevention and investigation of offenses, if any offenses are investigated, then there is a overcoming of the your personal data. And next here enforcement of the legal rights and claims, if the legal claims and rights are to be enforced, that too can be raised over here. And also central government by notification can exempt an activity, can make a notification and exempt an activity from this digital data protection bill. And also here if for the security of the state or interest of the state or bring the public order, your personal data can be curtailed. And also here research, achieving statistics purposes, personal data can be utilized. So these are all the exemption given by the government, but this is already arbitrary, which means here our central government has a more claims and power over the so-called data. That is one thing very very troublesome. So that only many parties are criticizing and opposing the bill. And next here establish the data protection board of India. They will be monitoring and imposing penalties, and also they will be directing data fiduciaries to how they need to function. And also they will be resolving the grievance redressal, which means they will be redressing the grievances. Any problems arises means they can complain to the board. And next, if so any organization is not having implemented the obligations of the children or not fulfill the obligations of the children, they need to pay a penalty of 200 crores. And also if they fail to take a security measures from hacking or loss of information, they need to spend around, they need to pay as a penalty of about 250 crores. But what are all the issues over here? Many people are opposing this data protection bill. If you come over here, issues, so if you come to the issues, many exemptions by the government and its agencies. So here agencies, everything is accepting for the government. So these exemptions can create misuse of the personal data. And also here dilution of the powers, data protection board. So here data protection board is but it did not have any enormous power, very less power. And also here right to information act 2005 tells that so you can get any information, but here this bill will prohibit any sharing of any data that is linked to the government official. If any government officials personal data or individual data is linked to the so-called RTA, then you cannot get the information. So it's a way of amending or overriding the Right to Information Act of 2005. And also here you can see the section 43A of IT Act 2000 is also overrides through this act. So this act is a troublesome. Many people in the parliament and also opposition are also opposing this bill. Next, let me come to the other bill, that is what, why is the biodiversity bill facing opposition? Now I'm going to discuss about biodiversity bill. So you need to understand one thing. This is an amendment bill. When you are studying the amendment bill, which means already there is a act, previous bill has passed an act. So previous there is an act, now present they are changing, which means they are bringing the changes to the bill. So that changes is called as the amendment bill. Now you come to here, and we need to read the previous act first and then we go to the present amendment. So if I come to this previous act, Biodiversity Act 2000, this has been passed. So here, what is the purpose of this Biodiversity Act 2002? For the preservation of biodiversity and also having an equitable sharing of benefits of the traditional knowledge and resources of the so-called biodiversity. And also here, our India is part of Convention on Biodiversity. India is member of it. So that only we need to make a law to conserve our biodiversity. That is what this Biodiversity Act 2002 has came forward. And also here, biodiversity means what? All the living organisms and all the sources, diversity, and also the within species and between the species, the diversity is called as the so-called our biodiversity. And next, biological resources. Biological resources means what? So here, plants, animals, microorganisms, everything exempting our value added products and human genetics is called as the biological resources. The value added products means simple. You have a mango in your hand, mango juice in your hand. Mango is a natural biological resource, but mango juice is not a biological resource. It's a value added product. And next, if you come over here, according to the 2002 Act, National Biodiversity Authority has been formed. It is a statutory autonomous body, which means statutory means what? It is passed through the legal act by the parliament. Autonomous means it's not control of any organization. Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change as our functioning under this ministry. And next year it is established in 2003. And next here you can see the State Biodiversity Board. State biodiversity boards are established in 28 states, and under them there are more than 31,570 biological management committees to be established. And also, if they violate this act, then there will be a penalty of 5 years and up to 10 years of 5 years of jail and 10 lakhs of fine can be possible through this penalty. Now, what is the amendment that government is making? This is the present. So government has created the Biological Diversity Amendment Bill 2001. So according to this, they will be reduce the pressure on wild medicinal plants, which means wild medicinal plants can be cultivated to encourage the cultivation of these wild medicinal plants by the people. And also here, Ayush need to be developed. So Ayush practitioners can access to the biological resources and knowledges, that is what provided to the Ayush practitioners. And also here, more foreign investment. What is it? Foreign investment like research, patent, utilization of the data can be done through the biological diversity of the nation. And also here they are decriminalizing certain offenses so that fast track research can be improved. Previously it was a like a big offense, but now violation of the law is just a civil offense and you won't be greatly offended. That is what. And next, if you come to the importance of this Biological Diversity Amendment Bill, so it is to promote the ease of doing business and the Ayush Ministry of India. And next here, there is no clear cut definition of the codified traditional knowledge. So here it is a potential enough to get exploited easily. And next, if you come to the criticism of this bill, new amendment, so here the access benefit transfer that they have told, it is not clear enough safeguarding the people's rights and these things. And next, the BMC determines the benefit sharing. So what is this benefit sharing? BMC determine benefit sharing agreements. And also here, profit motive and cooperation. Criticism, if you come to here, it is mostly a profit motive and it is a corporatism, but not the development of any sector. So now you are clear with this Biodiversity Amendment Bill. Next, I'm going to discuss about one more thing. This is GS Paper 3 Environmental Article, very crucial. The Great Nicobar Project. So the Great Nicobar Project, so here the central government's ambitious project of costly of about 72,000 crores, that is Great Nicobar Project. So here in Parliament it has been discussed that more than 9.64 lakh trees has been fallen because of this project. And also here in this project they are developing transshipment port, international airport, township, 450 megawatts gas plant, and also here many other power plants, other things are being developed. So here it is raising many concerns. Now let me have a brief about your so-called Great Nicobar Island. So here it is the southernmost island of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The Indira Point is located in the so-called island. It is the southern point of the India. And next here it's an area of 19 square kilometers. It is having a tropical wet evergreen forest a type of climate. Here the Great Nicobar Biosphere Reserve is located over here. Camp Bay National Park is located over here. Galathea National Park is located over here, and mostly the tribes living over there are Mongoloid, Shompen tribes and Nicobarese tribes are located over the region. And next, if I come to the project, it is about 13,000 hectares of land has been utilized for the development of this project, approximately 130 square kilometers. So it is implemented by the Andaman and Nicobar Islands Integrated Development Corporation. So this is the organization that is working on the implementation of this project. So if you come to the maritime trade, so here this project is very important because they're going to build a transshipment port along this region because it is an ideal location and close to Malacca Strait, and it is connecting the major busiest regions of the so-called world. And also if you come to the national security, so here this region is also stands as a counter to the Chinese aggression which is rise in the Indian Ocean regions. Trading zones, if you come to the trading zones, or more export and import are possible along this zone. So here this can act as a major trading zones for the development. And next here you can see employment. This project is giving more than 1 lakh direct employment and 1.5 lakh indirect employment. And also here tourism promotion is done heavily along this project. This is a brief of about the project, what is significant about it. But here, what is the criticism that is in rise? Recently, you can see here, a rich biodiversity zone is present over that region. More endangered species are there, which are being eliminated because of this project. And next, the more tree cover, 9.64 tree covers, lakh trees means it's not an easy task to replace them. So this is one of the saddest thing you can remember because the biodiversity and natural ecosystem is being exploited like anything for the commercial project. And next here, if the more trees are cut off, more land is exposed, and this can create a runoff, and also here it can impact the coral reefs. And the next, if you come to here, no proper environmental impact assessment pattern. So here the environmental impact assessment is need to be done for every project, but here there is no proper pattern followed and properly clearing according to the terms and conditions. And next, if you come over here, traditional home, this region is a traditional home to particularly vulnerable tribal groups, but these people are being slowly exploited and removed from this region, and it can be a bigger threat to the development. This is all, guys. This is all about your August 4th Hindu news analysis through the flowchart. For more content, stay tuned. Bye, take care, have a nice day. This is me, SPR, signing off. If you want the PDF, you can visit the descriptions. There you can see the link to the Telegram channel. You can get it.